SAS is the Special Forces regiment upon which all others are based. Few are tough enough to pass selection. But what does it take to survive once you make it into the Special Air Service? In this first episode of SAS Survival Secrets, we reveal how a team goes behind enemy lines to set up a covert OP or observation post. What tactics and awesome firepower do the SAS put into practice when they come face to face with the enemy? In wartime, the primary role of the Special Air Service, or SAS, is intelligence gathering. Small specialist teams go behind enemy lines secretly to gather information for future offensive operations. Eddie and his patrol will help us recreate tactical and operational procedures used by the regiment when surviving in enemy territory. The battle scenario you're about to see is fictitious, but the techniques and specialist skills shown are real and based on SAS procedure. There's been a military coup in a rogue state. A general in the army has taken power and is using his stronghold to launch attacks on neighboring countries and sponsor terrorism. The SAS have been called in. Eddie will command a four-man team that will go behind enemy lines to gather information on numbers of combatants, weapons, command structures, and assess plans for future attacks. Our team have over 30 years of combined experience in the SAS. It's the combination of rigorous selection, hyper-intensive training, and specialization in skills that makes the Special Forces special.
In an SAS patrol, we normally have 4 basic skills. Johnny is a lead scout in this operation. He is also a linguist, speaks Serbo-Croatian and French. John Mack, he's a radio operator. He's also a demolitions expert. Pete, he's a patrol medic. He's also a trained sniper. Myself, I'm the patrol commander. I'm a sniper specialist and a trained demolitionist. All of these skills, plus the firepower we have, makes us a formidable force.
At the start of any mission, there's a briefing. So the first thing Eddie does is convene a Chinese parliament. During the planning of operations, the SAS pride themselves on listening to the views of all ranks. Remember, the most junior of ranks in the SAS are actually senior soldiers recruited from other regiments, so everyone has lots of soldiering experience.
We're going to insert into Zangara, yeah? Which we've been expecting for a while anyway. We're going to insert by boat on this beach here. Johnny, what I need you to do, mate, is find out the tides, etc. for the beach, mate, yeah?
The tide run here is actually quite steep, so 24 to 27 feet, so it's got us another sort of tide window to actually insert.
Going into an OP, but it's an offensive OP. We may be required to take a target out once we get in there, lads, yeah?
The SAS are experts in setting up observation posts and remaining in them for long periods of time. Most of the tactical operations in a mission of this sort take place under the cover of night. But for the purpose of these reconstructions, they'll be taking place in daylight.
We've got 3 days from landing to get in, establish the OP and be ready to start reporting back. That's the maximum duration. 28 days, lads, right? So we've got a lot of gear to take with us, right? So we've got to get that sorted out. You can get the medical kit sorted out. Johnny, Mike, right? You get the rations, start taking all the gear, ammunition, all the rest of it. Well, user than that. Have a good map study.
When a four-man team go on operations, they never know what they'll encounter behind enemy lines. But elite forces have to be prepared for the unexpected. What they take is crucial to their survival and combat readiness.
If you're going in an OP behind enemy lines for 28 days, you've got to be very selective as to what kit you take with you. This kit you see in front of you is an example of what one man in the patrol would carry. Weapons, the sniper rifle down there, M16 and a 9mm Browning.
The The M16 is the standard issue American assault rifle, but the SAS was quick to adopt it for operations, as it is both lightweight, rugged, and has a high rate of fire. It can also be combined with the M203 grenade launcher. The SAS always carry pistols for personal protection. The Browning High Power and the Sig Sauer P226 are both 9mm semi-automatic weapons with considerable stopping power. The long-range L96A1 sniper rifle is a standard of the British Army. Eddie, a sniper specialist, can hit a target over 1,000 meters away, and his expertise may be called into action during the OP.
Bergen. This is where all this kit's got to go into. The rations. We've got 28 days rations here. Obviously, that's not going to fit into the Bergen. Each man, it's up to him what he keeps and what he takes, because don't forget, he's going to be carrying the stuff at the end of the day. You've got a rice pudding, keep that. Beef burger and beans, and steak and potatoes. Throw one, keep the other one. Drink and chocolate mix. Because we're on hard routine, we won't be heating anything or cooking anything. But this can be mixed with cold water and drunk. Nutritious. Keep.
It is vital that Eddie and his team leave no trace of their activity at the OP. Whatever they take in, they must leave with. This includes their own body waste, which must be bagged and taken away in their Bergens. The smell of cooking could alert the enemy, so they must live on cold rations. They must do all this whilst remaining tactically alert. This discipline is known as hard routine. If you had to survive for a month in a hole in the ground, what rations would you place on the menu?
Vegetable stock drink. Bennett. Whitener for your tea and coffee. Once again, you might be thinking, bin that, but you don't, you keep that. When I was in the Falklands, 28 days behind enemy lines, for the last 7 days we lived on powdered milk and sugar mixed in water, because there were no rations left. Keep it. Matches. We're not lighting anything. Bin them. Spare clothing. Spare batteries for your torches. Camouflage cream. Bungee cords. They're very handy for strapping stuff onto the back of your Bergen. Batteries for the radio. Every member of the patrol has to carry the radio batteries. We've got a night sight for the sniper rifle. Claymore mine.
Claymores were first used by the SAS in Borneo. They fire around 350 metal balls to a range of 100 meters, making them an awesome defensive weapon in the SAS arsenal.
Ammunition. Each man will carry 5 magazines plus up to 300 or 400 spare rounds in case we get involved in a firefight. All of this needs to be put into your Bergen and taken on this 28-day OP. This will weigh approximately 120 to 130 pounds.
Imagine carrying 3 5-year-old children on your back. Then you'll get an idea of how heavy a Bergen can be. But to survive in the SAS, it's the most basic of requirements and part of selection to be able to march long distances with this amount of weight. Everything is meticulously planned before an SAS mission.
Phase 1, the insertion. We're going to get landed towards last light on the beach. We'll then set off, move into all-round defence.
The orders issued by the patrol commander will break down in detail the mission's objectives and contingency plans. The mission will be in 4 stages. The team will get to the drop zone by boat and then covertly travel some 30 kilometers east, where they'll rendezvous with an undercover agent who will provide them with vital information. They'll then go deeper behind enemy lines to set up the OP. After the operation, the team will travel north